Hello everyone. Let us talk about all the important points and definitions from the Chapter 1 Heredity and Evolution, Science and Technology, Part 2, Standard 10th. What is heredity? The transfer of biological characters from one generation to another via genes is called as heredity. Johann Gregor Mendel is the father of modern genetics. In 1901, the reason behind the sudden changes was understood due to mutation theory of Hugo De Vries. In 1902, Walter and Sutton observed the paired chromosomes in the cells of grasshopper. Until then, it was known to anyone. In 1944, the trio of scientists Oswald Avery, Maclean McCarthy, and Colin McLeod proved that, except viruses, all the living organisms contain DNA as a genetic material. In 1961, the French scientists Francis Jacob and Jacques Monod proposed the model of protein synthesis with the help of DNA in bacterial cells. Central dogma: the proteins are synthesized by DNA through RNA. This is called as central dogma. Transcription: the sequence of nucleotides in mRNA being produced is always complementary to the DNA strand used for synthesis. Besides, there is uracil in RNA instead of thymine in DNA. This process of RNA synthesis is called as transcription. Triplet Codon: the code for each amino acid consists of 3 nucleotides. This is called as Triplet Codon. Dr. Har Govind Khorana was having an important contribution in discovery of Triplet Codon for 20 amino acids. Translation: each mRNA is made up of thousands of triplet codon. As per the message on mRNA, amino acids are supplied by the tRNA. For this purpose, tRNA has anticodon having complementary sequence to the codon on mRNA. This process is called as translation. Translocation: the amino acid brought in the tRNA are bonded together with peptide bonds with the help of rRNA. During this process, the ribosome keeps on moving from one end of mRNA to other end by a distance of one triplet codon. This process is called as translocation. Mutation: any nucleotide of the gene changes its position that causes minor change, which is nothing but mutation. Evolution: what is evolution? Formation of new species due to changes in specific characters of several generations of living organisms as a response to natural selection is called as evolution. Another definition for evolution is progressive development of living organisms from the ancestors having different functional and structural organization is called as evolution. According to the theory of evolution, the first living material, protoplasm, has been formed in the ocean. This is for evolution: morphological evidences, anatomical evidences, vestigial organs, paleontological evidences, connecting links, and embryological evidences. What are vestigial organs? Degenerated or useless organs of organisms are called as vestigial organs. Remnants and impressions of ancient organisms remain preserved underground. These are called as fossils. Carbon dating method: the time since the death of organism can be calculated by measuring the radioactivity of C14 and ratio of C14 to C12 present in the body. This process is called as carbon dating method. Connecting links: some plants and animals show some morphological changes by which they can be related to two different groups. This is called as connecting links. For example, peripatus is a connecting link between annelids and arthropods. Duckbill platypus is a connecting link between reptiles and mammals, and lungfish is a connecting link between amphibians and fishes. Darwin published the theory of natural selection, which preaches the survival of fittest. Main objections raised against the theory are: first, natural selection is not only the factor responsible for evolution. Second, Darwin did not mention any explanation about useful and useless modifications. Third, there is no explanation about slow and abrupt changes. Lamarkism: the transfer of acquired characters from one generation to another is called as Lamarkism. The reason behind the morphological changes is activities or laziness of dead organism. This principle is called as use or disuse of organs. For example, neck of giraffe, shoulders of Smith, wings of emu and ostrich, limbs of snakes, legs of ducks and swans. transfer of characters from generation to generations was rejected because it has been verified many times that the modification brought in us are not transferred to next generation, and thereby Lamarck's theory was disproved. Ancestry of acquired characters. The living organism can transfer the characters which it has acquired to the next generation. Speciation. Formation of new species of organism is the effect of evolution which results in speciation. Factors responsible for speciation: food, habitat, reproductive ability, climate, geographical condition, and mutation. Journey of human. Ancient animals like lemurs, Epipithecus, Dryopithecus, Ramapithecus, Australopithecus, skilled human, man with erect posture, Neanderthal, and Cro-Magnon man. Ramapithecus was the first record of human-like animal found in East Africa, and Neanderthal was the first wise man.